Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Views from the 906 podcast. My name is Dylan Hemela, and ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, we got all four of us here in studio today. Not in studio, but we're doing it, all four of us. Parker Miller, Mike J. Williams, and Justin Riley, all here back on the Views from the 906 podcast. We're on episode number 13. Mike J. would consider it episode 3 of season 2, and here we are. A bunch of stuff happened over the weekend. I would say the biggest thing being the launch of the XFL. What did you guys think of the? We got to restart, man. Fuck, fuck,
Almost, dude. You're so close.
bro.
Dude, you're so close.
I'm not restarting. What did you think about the? Fuck, I can't say XFL. What did you guys think about the XFL?
I thought it was awesome. I loved it. The pace of the offense was like a little shady, but that's gonna be, that'll get better when they get more chemistry. But I thought everything else, I loved it. The rules are awesome. The play is like just a tick above like good college ball, just a little bit below NFL. So I'm just happy that there's football on. That's good to watch.
For sure. I like the kickoff for sure. It's kind of funny, like NFL, everybody thinking about ways how they could do the kickoff and stuff, and then the XFL just goes and does it.
Just like that.
I mean,
Like it's
I
nothing.
think it's right, and I like the idea like it'll be easier for returns, but it obviously doesn't happen all the time. Safer for the players, but at the same time. I mean, I'm assuming the head-to-head rules are not the same from what I seen this past weekend, which is, it's whatever. But I like the energy, man. I thought it was really, I liked it. I liked it
Do you think it's going to be easier or harder for? We didn't. I don't think we saw any returns for touchdowns, but I almost think it's easier.
for sure.
If you can get a
That's
couple
what
blocks
they,
and find a hole, like you're gone.
yeah, you're gone. You have to make it past that initial wall, and there's nobody behind there. And I think that's what they talked about is they want more. They wanted more scoring on kickoff, basically, is I think what they're
You want
trying.
more, yeah. You want more scoring in general. That's why I also
Mm-hmm.
like something that's subtle and is obviously in college is the 1 foot in bounds when you catch a ball. Like to me,
Yep.
implement that into the NFL. Like, why do you have to have 2 feet? Imagine the plays that we could have had just by having
Oh,
1 foot in bounds. You know what I'm saying? Like it just
I don't like.
you want
Yeah,
more
I don't like
scoring.
that.
Yeah,
That's a
Yep.
path to doing that.
the 1 foot
Yep.
is
I don't
good.
like
Yeah,
the
you
whole
know what
two
else?
foot.
The kickoff thing. They found a way to make it so there's more kickoffs, but yet it's safer. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For sure. What? So I'm sorry. I'm confused. Like they can't go until the guy catches the ball. How does that
Yes.
work?
Yeah.
Yep.
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 Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It's just a smart way. I mean, I don't know what genius came up with that, but fuck it. And I think the NFL will implement some version of that.
It's way
Oh,
safer, and you can break off
yeah.
so many more big plays. Like you're getting way more points on the board doing it this way.
NFL's gonna steal a lot of stuff from
Potentially.
them.
What's you guys mentioned this before, and this is a big piece of it. Sure, the XFL didn't work before, but you have Vince McMahon. The production was great. Everything was great. The hype was
Yep.
great. I mean, just everything that I saw, and I didn't watch a whole lot. Might have watched the end of the last game. I don't remember who played. But I watched all the highlights and stuff, and it's just like, damn, like they did it right. Your very first weekend, and I think the numbers came out 3.3 million viewers for the first game. This is your
Yeah.
chance to make a statement, and they did that to me.
The numbers were
feel
pretty
like Vince
consistent.
McMahon is just
That's a big thing. The numbers were consistent too for the other games, so that's a big deal.
But it's also opening weekend, so I don't know. There's gonna be some drop off, and we'll see what happens. But I mean, I think the future's bright, man. Who's
I think.
who's that quarterback? Damn, I think he's for the Roughnecks.
Cardale Jones.
Nah, PJ
No.
Walker, bro. He's a stud, slinging it, running it. I mean, he could be the XFL's version of Lamar Jackson.
Where did he go? Do you know?
I have no idea. I've never even heard of him before, but his name's PJ Walker, and he was playing well, man.
Any relation to Paul Walker?
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
I really only watched the Saturday games. I didn't watch too much of the Sunday games. Although I did like the odds favorite, the Renegades from Dallas. They got whooped on. They didn't even cover the spread, I don't think.
Wait, they lost?
Yeah,
Oh, it was the other Texas team that won.
Houston.
Yeah. I think LA lost too, man. I'm trying to pick a team.
They
Like,
did.
what sucks
They're
is there's
not- they're
no. I guess St. Louis would be the Midwest team, so I'm not really gonna fuck with St. Louis. But I don't know if I want to fuck with LA either. I might be like a XFL free agent here, fan free agent.
You gonna go Houston Roughnecks?
I'm gonna give it. I think I'm gonna give it a couple weeks, man. Try and get familiar with some players. I do like that PJ Walker guy. I might have to roll with them. I don't know, or I'll just roll with LA and screw it. But I also want to root for somebody who has like. I think all the jerseys and stuff were tight, but some of the logos I think could have been better. Like I think the Houston one or the other Texas team has like the old Oilers logo. Like, come on, man. Like, why not just
It's
do
a
something
play.
else?
It's definitely a play on it too. Like a roughneck is an Oiler.
But like,
Like a
what?
roughneck works on oil rigs and from Houston.
Of course, but to me, I want something unique. Like I want something that, hey, when you see this, you know this is an XFL logo. You either don't know it all or you know it. So I don't know. It's
I
just kind of
feel
weird with that.
you'll see a lot of that with the probably the New York team and the DC team. Like they'll probably push those two teams the hardest, I feel.
Some shady business is the Renegades. They have like that cowboy looking type thing. There's actually an esports organization. Anybody familiar with esports? They have that like exact same logo, bro. They're literally called the Renegades, and they have that exact same logo, and they've been around for years. So it's just kind of
Really?
shitty, yeah. So if you look up Renegades esports and then look up
Ooh,
that, it's like they're very very similar. Same
that
like
could cause
character,
some
yeah.
copyright issues and lawsuits and
And I would
stuff.
imagine they've cleared that or whatever, but it's just like again, I want some originality. I want to see some dope logos and stuff
Hmm.
like that. Like, let's do it right. I don't know, but
This is a
overall
little
good experience. I think.
yeah, this is a little off topic, but didn't Ferris like make Hancock change their logo?
Ye I
Really,
feel like yeah, I feel like that's a thing.
Yeah, like back when we were in high school, I'm pretty sure they did. I'm almost positive that they made them change it. That's yeah, because it was like almost exactly the same.
And
I
I
just
think
don't mess with that.
they just did something small to fix it. Like they took off the dog's collar or something.
Yeah, some
Yeah, it doesn't have to
yeah,
be
just something
crazy.
simple. Hmm.
So yeah, I enjoyed that play, and I think it's a good opportunity for like those that second tier level of players to get their chance at the NFL. I think that's how a lot of these guys are going to approach that. Like, there's a lot of
For
football
sure.
players who just whether it's the situation, whether it's the system they went into, whether it's the team didn't have a spot for them, they had two great tight ends. You're a tight end, you're off the team, never get another shot.
Hmm.
Like, there's going to be a lot of guys that get a second shot, I think, and I hope anyway.
Oh yeah,
So
for sure.
and then that
And
that goes
they're
backwards too.
Well,
People who
look
are
at
struggling in the NFL, go to the XFL and redeem yourself.
look
Yep.
at already
exactly,
Marquette King, that punter. He's probably going to get
bro.
picked up at the end of the
Oh,
season
that
already, and
that
he only
punt,
played one
bro.
He
week.
he should have never left in the first place. I think it was just because
Well,
he had a mouth, basically. I don't know, but I mean, a lot
yeah,
of
him and
people have
Green got into
mouths.
it.
Yeah,
Well, that's another
he'll
big thing
get.
is like not only for the punter but kickers in general. Every team in the NFL wants a good kicker. So if you're a kicker in the XFL and you can prove yourself, hey, you're going to be getting a phone call pretty fucking soon here.
Kind of like that
Is
dude who
it?
missed the field goal, go right up to him. How do you feel that? Like, I don't like that, bro. I just didn't. That's the one thing I don't like. I mean, you're getting raw emotion, but you're gonna get a lot of swearing. Like that one guy said that
Yeah.
he said fuck, and then
Got
they
the
had to like
F-bomb.
mute him out completely. But I don't know. I like the sideline stuff. The interviews is cool, but like directly after a play, like when guys are upset too, like I just think that's too. It just give them a
It's too
minute. You know what
personal.
I mean?
Yeah.
It's too personal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you can
but.
talk to him, but hey, let's let maybe a couple possessions down the road, like, hey, talk us
That's
through
what I'm
that field
saying.
goal. What are you thinking right now? Like, and you're gonna get probably the same political answers, like, yeah, just whatever happened, but I'm on to the next one type of thing. But still, like, it'll be interesting to see. But like you
Mhm.
said, they're going for the raw emotion, like, hey,
Just
this is
wait.
what we
Yeah,
want.
just wait until you run into a player with like just stupid swagger and just mouths off
Yeah,
constantly without even thinking.
Yeah,
Like
like some
that's
sort of
right.
gonna be
Conor
sick.
McGregor type, like just talking his
Yeah,
Yeah.
shit.
yeah. That's all it's gonna do is bring viewers for sure.
Think about the access you got though for like the instant replays and that. That was sick.
Oh, you're talking for like reviews and stuff as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, we got to listen
Yeah,
to how they make those decisions. That was cool.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah,
yeah,
cool.
absolutely.
they're using the Xbox controller.
Yeah,
They
I
should get
saw
an
that,
Xbox sponsorship and make it like the Xbox fucking video review or something.
bro. That would be sick.
I mean, so
That's a good
people were
idea.
shitting on that, but I've watched the what is it called? There's that Amazon series where they follow around football teams. The latest one was the Eagles. They had one with the Panthers.
Yeah,
I was watching
yeah, I
that, and
saw
that's
that.
how some of those teams you go through film, bro. Like Luke Kuechly's sitting there, maybe not him specifically, but I remember watching a player just sitting there with a fucking controller, going back and forth through plays, back and forth, using the triggers. Like,
I feel
I
like
guess it's
that's
one of the
easier
easier,
than using a
yeah,
remote.
one of the easier ways to do it.
Exactly.
So people are shitting on it, but like that's a more I don't want to say common, but people do that. as far as film goes.
Yeah, it's not like right.
It's not like he's the
it's just
first
been
guy
the
to ever
first
hold a
time.
controller
No shit.
Right.
involved in football. I guess we'll stay in the football realm. There's a lot of quarterbacks and free agents in general, I guess, as there's every year. I'm a fucking idiot, but a lot of quarterbacks in the free agency this year, and I want to go through a few and see where you guys think they're going to land. It doesn't even have to have any sort of meaning behind it, but I guess maybe what you would want to see. And we'll start off with the biggest one, Tom Brady.
Not going anywhere. He's staying.
LA.
Chargers?
He's going Chargers.
Justin, what do you think? Where's Tom Brady land?
The only thing that really worries me about him is he's moving his family out of their Boston home, so I really don't know anymore.
He's moving him to LA.
I'm going to say
I don't
Vegas.
think. I think that wow, I'm fucking stupid. What Philip Rivers is going to Las Vegas is I think that Gruden's going to try. He's been trying to get Carr out of there since day one. I feel he's given him a chance, obviously, but I just don't think he likes him. He wants to get a seasoned veteran, and I bet Philip Rivers will go there, or I doubt Tom Brady, but
Plus,
we'll
those two guys I feel would mesh pretty well.
they would. I feel like they would.
Like personality wise.
I didn't think Brady was going anywhere at first, but then when I heard he was moving like his whole family out of that house, I don't know, because that's kind of how I felt about LeBron. And then when LeBron moved his family out to LA, and then he ended up going there. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would think with Brady and the Patriots, if they haven't just like done it already, then I really don't think it's going to happen. Like, to me, if you're going to keep Brady, you're obviously going to keep Brady, and you do it.
So if I was betting, I would bet he stays, but it's just a little iffy.
Yeah.
Right.
And as far as Philip
and
Rivers, he
he's-
moved his family to Florida, so there's like there's a Tampa Bay rumor.
Miami?
Yeah, I don't know if he goes. I don't know if he goes to
Jacksonville,
Vegas, necessarily.
No, my bad. Jacksonville just paid Foles a shit ton of money, and now their third round quarterback is going to be the starter. That sucks. He's got almost $100 million guaranteed. Like, what are you going to do with that?
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Philip Rivers.
What happened to Jacksonville and Gardner Minshew?
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
who Parker's talking about.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's probably going to be the guy moving forward. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, going on. So we did Tom Brady, Philip Rivers, Drew Brees.
He either retires.
That's an easy one. He's staying.
Yeah, I feel
unless he retires.
Yeah, I think those are the two clear-cut options would be retirement or stay. I don't think, especially being Drew Brees, I don't think he's the type of guy to like go play a year or two with somebody else. It's not even worth it.
Right. It's just weird at that late in your career again too. Like, I mean, because Tom Brady's such a competitor too, I could still see it. But at that point, it's like, why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you're being forced to move out. Like, same thing with, Philip Rivers. I see why, because he wants to obviously win a Super Bowl. Only chance they really had is when they had LT was there. But like,
the thing about Brady and Drew Brees though is that if they both want to win, they need to stay put. Like, they have the best chances to win where they're already at.
That's
both
what I'm
of them,
saying. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So.
Another quick one, Teddy Bridgewater. Basically, to me, could go anywhere. Like,
Yeah, that's one that I don't know. Fuck.
You
Chicago,
guys know.
Who knows?
But you guys know that teams wanted him last year, and he wants to stay. He probably wants to take over in New Orleans, but at the same time, he's not that. He's young.
Well,
but
I think it's already come out that they're kind of moving on. They know he's going to go get some money.
Really?
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
New Orleans wants to stick with Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
I don't know if Taysom Hill is a freaking pocket, like an actual everyday starting quarterback.
But also, you don't want, if Drew's going to stay, you're not going to pay Teddy Bridgewater millions to stay too, and he's earned that payday, so I think he's kind of going towards that.
Taysom Hill, he's a good backup. Like, I would never want. I don't think the Saints would be like, oh, he's like our new Drew Brees, though.
No, to me, he's what Tim Tebow should have been. Just the guy that's, you get him on the field, you let him touch the ball a few times a game, and you see what happens.
Line him up some different
Exactly.
different places. Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of Tim Tebow, if he wants to stop playing this AA, AAA baseball, I mean,
I was thinking that yesterday. XFL, man.
XFL season 2, come through.
I never thought of that.
Tim Tebow, Johnny Manziel. Hey, let's do
Nah,
it.
Manziel won't, but I bet
Manziel,
You don't
no.
think he
Tebow could.
won't? You don't think he will? I know he tweeted
I
out saying
thought,
he doesn't want to go to a league that's gonna flop again. But hey, if this thing goes steady for a year,
Oh
next
my
year, I
God,
mean,
Manziel's acting like he doesn't want them. It's the other way around. The XFL
you don't
already
Right.
said
think
they're not
so?
taking people. No, the XFL said they're not taking people with criminal backgrounds.
Relax. They
No, they
want
said that.
Johnny
They said that.
Manziel. No, I don't. I don't care. No,
relax.
I don't care though. If you want ratings in the XFL, you want Johnny Manziel on a team.
Oliver Luck was specifically asked about Manziel, and he said, "No, he's got baggage. Maybe I don't know. Maybe
We'll
that's
see in
changed.
6
That was
weeks.
a year ago. Yeah, I don't want him to play in the XFL, but
Holy.
Yeah.
I didn't catch any of
Us. We didn't hear what you said, and nobody else did either. But
Shit, I thought
here's
that
the
was
thing:
mine.
if 5, 6 weeks down the road, I don't even know how long this fucking season is because there's only 8 teams. But eventually, I mean, ratings matter, and Johnny Manziel can bring you some ratings.
Yeah, that's also
So we'll
true.
see. I don't know.
What
And I don't think
happens, like,
I don't know
post-NFL draft?
Johnny Manziel's like detailed criminal history, but he's not out like doing super horrible shit. He's just a partier. Like,
Yeah.
no, I know that. But I'm just telling you what he said.
yeah, well, we didn't hear it because you went super robot on us. So
Yeah,
Oh, that's
you got
okay.
abducted by aliens or some shit.
So
I
wait,
did. Yeah.
Vince
back, though.
McMahon or Andrew Luck's dad was saying that. So
Oliver
Andrew
Luck,
Luck's
Andrew
dad.
Luck's dad. Yeah, Oliver Luck said
Okay,
that. But they might have like softened their stance on that a little bit though, because they want the best players. So
for sure. Yeah,
you never know. We'll
yeah.
see.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're gonna get off the sports thing real quick. Let's talk about this coronavirus stuff. We had touched on it last week, but a few new things have come out. So the doctor who originally like warned people about this, like, hey, this is a big fucking deal, died. I think this was last week.
A
And then
journalist too.
yeah, and then also the journalist who like came out about this stuff and started putting it out is now missing.
Bro, China
Like
is
crazy.
fucking crazy. Their government's fucking crazy. I mean, it's a communist
Missing.
country.
And you see the memes about like what was going on a few months before this came out. Everybody was in the streets protesting. There was constant
Yup.
protests every day. And now with
Yup.
this, like, gone.
It's fucking crazy, man. It's scary. Like
I guess I never
there's
thought about it like that. That's weird.
Yeah. Hey, we
It's
went from millions on the streets fighting for our freedom and trying to protest and shit, the NBA being involved, this giant thing, bro. Global
Yeah.
news about these Chinese protests. And now this, nobody on the street. Nobody. Gone.
Maybe
fucking wild.
Maybe it's,
Gone.
maybe it's the government keeping the people in check.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to go full conspiracy, but hey, man, the doctor dies.
not-
The
that's not
journalist who comes out
far.
about it is
Yeah,
missing
I
now.
don't think that's too far fetched of a conspiracy. If that's
not.
because
It's
that's
weird.
it's kind of like way too much of a coincidence to me.
Yeah. Well, especially it
Did
being
you
China
guys
and they kind of run the
see-
show, like they can do what they want. So
Yeah. Well, did you see the video? I think Brendan Schaub a month or two posted it, and it was crazy. Or maybe no, it was Joe Rogan. It was a guy who was handcuffed to a desk chair, like a school desk chair, being interrogated by police. That he was in a private chat, like group text, and said "fuck the police" basically. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
had him, and he was like sitting there. He's like, I was drunk. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. And all this, like, who knows what the fuck happened? Like, just by saying "fuck the police."
Oh, yeah,
Like,
bro.
It's
They
fucking.
so
They're
they have like
crazy.
in China when you go there, like they don't
Censorship
have the
there's a
same
big deal.
yeah, they don't have like the same apps. Like there's like bootleg apps and stuff, but apparently like cops can check your phone to make sure you don't have any of these fucking apps. Like I don't know if
Oh my
Instagram's one of them, but like
God.
they lock that shit down, bro.
Here's another thing
Yep.
you guys
Heavy.
need to watch. It's called One Child, I believe, on Hulu. I think it is. I don't know if it is anymore, but watch it. So it's about the one child policy in China, and it's these women. It's been going on since the 70s or 80s. Like it's been going on for a long time. You can have one kid, and these women who are doctors or nurses would go around, and these government officials, where the cops would like hold these women down, and even like 8 9 months pregnant would like abort these babies and hold the women down. Like they'd be screaming. The nurse lady was like, one of them couldn't live with her, so like she just feels terrible. They killed. She's like, I've killed thousands of babies. Like it's fucked up, man. It's
Yeah,
fucked up.
China's fucking wild.
Bro, and that's it. Like obviously it sounds crazy, but that is literally going on right now. The world we live in, that's going on somewhere.
Yeah.
Like that to me just makes me feel thankful. Like it's crazy how lucky we are for all of us to be born in the States. Honestly,
for sure. No,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
with everything from the one child policy to like all the protests and now nobody in the streets, like China China's a fucked up country,
They know what's going
100%.
on.
Yeah, it is.
They
It's
know
always
exactly
been.
what's going over there.
That
Yeah,
main
man.
city where it broke out in, bro, they blew up the fucking bridges into the city. Blew them
What?
up. Boom.
I didn't see that.
You're not getting in and out. We're containing this. And whether,
See,
you know what I'm saying, like whether
yeah,
that's their effort to,
quarantine the
yeah,
city
exactly.
basically, like they did that cruise ship. Did you see that?
Yeah. Well, so where was that one? I've seen a few like different cruise ships like have these issues now. One being in the States, and I think one was overseas. I don't know.
Well, I think one was in the States, but it was a like a Michigan native from Michigan, not Native American, but you know what I mean, from
Yeah.
Michigan, was actually on one of those cruise ships. I guess I read. Um, and that one I'm pretty sure was. I mean, I don't know, in the Gulf or some shit. I don't know where. What, maybe the key, like the down by the
Down by the
islands and
bay
stuff,
where the
down by
watermelons
the
grow.
bay. Yeah.
What
But
I
can
think
you,
I think this
bro?
shit's just crazier than what we even know.
Oh, for sure. We don't. I guarantee we don't. I can't even fathom what's actually happening.
Like, when was the last time like there's there's over 1,000 recorded deaths because of this stuff
Worldwide or like in China.
in China.
Worldwide.
Oh man. Well, I guess there'd be over 1,000 worldwide either way, but
Um,
if it's 1,000 in China, there's more than 1,000 worldwide.
Right.
I
That's
forget
just
where I was
crazy. No, but yeah, what you were saying, I think you're going like there has to be more. They wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
just crazy the way that this is developed, and now that the protests are like, man, it's almost too fucking too coincidental. It's almost too perfect for them.
When was the last time
Yeah.
like a major like illness outbreak like this killed that many people?
That many people? Oof, I don't know. SARS?
Good question. I
More
mean,
no,
what
coronavirus
about
already more than SARS.
I mean,
What about bird
Christopher
flu?
Columbus came and sneezed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really have no
Black
idea.
Black Plague?
Smallpox, bro.
AIDS.
Ooh. AIDS.
So
I
we'll
saw
see.
this meme. I saw this meme the other day. It said, "Be careful when you're popping bubble wrap because that air comes from China."
I mean, that's a solid point. That is a great point. There will
Bro,
be no
stop
popping
saying
bubble
that.
wrap in 2020. No more popping bubble wrap. This shit's going right in the trash.
Like, I don't even want to
For a split
travel
second,
anywhere out the
when I
country,
saw it,
man. Like, I
when I
don't.
saw
I
it, I
just don't.
laughed, and then afterwards, I just have a moment to myself. I'm like, "Oh fuck."
You were like, wait a second, hold on.
Dude,
I was just biting
but
those
but
things.
the corona I guess it's not like isn't it like not even as bad as the flu?
It's
What do you
Right?
pneumonia.
mean?
It's like only
Oh,
killing people like that are old and like kids because
yeah.
they don't have good immune systems.
Yeah, they say if you catch it early, like if you're sick and you go like right away and find you have it, you'll be fine.
There's
But
no
it's
From
like
what
vaccine.
I've
there's like it's like a 25 to 30-day thing before you even see the symptoms.
Yeah,
Oh
and they
wow,
don't have
that's
it.
scary.
There's like no specific treatment. They're just they kind of go with what's happening to your body and how they would normally treat it. But there's so many underlying factors like that
Yeah.
are also happening that they don't see happening that it's just one thing right after another, it sounds like.
Don't worry, something big is gonna happen, and then this is just not gonna be news anymore. That's what happens. Like the whole thing with Iran, you don't see shit about that no more. The protests, you don't. It's all something's gonna happen.
We're just on to the
Watch. I don't
next
even want to
thing.
say that.
In
It's
today's
just
day
gonna
and
be
age,
on to.
we're
Yep.
on to the next fucking thing.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. It's how it is, man. It's how it's gonna
Speaking
be.
of speaking of on to the next thing, what else we got?
The big, I mean, just a shitty weekend to be a UFC fan. Like,
Yeah,
Oh
dude,
my
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
god, Mike, did you watch?
I did.
Mike,
I
did you see
did
the
watch.
fights?
I'm really
I
asking.
I
No, yeah, me too,
although
Mike.
like my stream shit out, so I missed the majority of the
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
like I
My
watched.
stream was fucking up
Oh,
too.
and by stream, you guys meant your ESPN Plus pay-per-view purchase.
Yeah, my pay-per-view was fucking up, dude.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
it's just shitty,
Mine
man.
was
Like,
good.
you
Mine was
see
good.
you see the video on Twitter of Rogan literally watching a judge not watch the fight for 30 seconds
Yeah,
in an
that's
earlier
fucked up.
fight. There's a
Fucking
fight where
pathetic.
James Krause completely
Had a guy's
dominates
back
the
for 4
first
minutes.
round and loses the round somehow on some judge on the same guy's scorecard. Then you get to the John Jones shit, and I'm not
No,
mad that
even
John
before
Jones
that.
won because that's a good fight. But like, damn, bro, to give John Jones 4 rounds
4 rounds,
in that
dude. He
fight
had
is criminal.
49-46. That is
49, 46.
that's
That's
a fireable.
disrespectful.
That's a
It's
fireable
dis
offense, dude.
Uh,
it's disrespectful.
Brendan Schaub said on the Fighter and the Kid, like if that fight is in any other state, Dominic Reyes is the champion
Wait, the
today.
fighter and the kid's already out.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, he said
This is
if it's
my
in another
thing.
state and there's different judges, Dominic Reyes is the fucking light heavyweight champion of the world today.
Really.
I
So that's
I
my
thought
thing
when they were.
is
Yeah, go ahead, Park.
no, I was just saying that when fights are that close, it's so hard for me to judge like and John Jones saying because of his takedowns he won, but it just didn't look like he won to me.
Okay,
I mean,
let me play devil's
like
advocate
if
a little bit for the Reyes people. If I went back and rewatched the fight, if okay, I thought like my first watch, I thought Reyes was gonna win when they were announcing the winner. I was like, okay, yeah, John Jones just lost for the first time for sure. But if I went back and rewatched it, Jones like he parries and like he like gets out of the way of a lot of Reyes' shots. Like very rare did Jones get actually like hit by a lot any of those punches. Like it was if you really watch, dude, he's slipping and he's parrying a lot of Reyes' shots. So I
okay.
can kind of see where maybe if the judges were super like educated, which I don't think they are, but like if maybe that's what they were seeing up close though. I
I
think
don't.
that's maybe what they
That's
were
to me.
seeing.
What
That's not
a
even a problem. I don't even care who won the fight. Honestly, I really don't. Like,
right.
It's that
either
4 to
way,
1.
it was that close. Sure, I'm perfectly fine with John Jones remaining the champion. But yeah, with that 4-1 fucking score, like that guy he didn't come to the arena to watch John Jones lose. Period.
No.
He was there for a Johnny Bones Jones fucking W, and that's what he gave him, bro. Like
Yeah,
and
he's the
if
one
I
that gave.
think it's
He's the one
that
that gave the other guy in the Kraus fight. He's the one that gave the other guy the first round.
that's what I'm saying.
that's
Like
fucking pathetic. If the fight's that close though, I kind of agree with going towards like that's just me. Then going with the champion because I
No,
want
I
to
feel
see
the same way,
somebody
Park.
if they're gonna
You have
beat
to beat
him,
him.
I want them to beat him. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be
I
some
agree.
fucking
I
stupid
agree.
ass like that. Yeah.
well,
So that's
apparently
my
Reyes
opinion.
wasn't going to win without a stoppage anyway. That's just imagine if it's split going to the third judge. Imagine if it's fucking split 48-47 or whatever the fucking score would be, and then that guy has it fucking 49-46. Like what? I
He
don't
would
understand.
I don't. So you guys got to explain this to me. Why is it where the UFC's been around for over 20 years, they don't have judges? Is it when you go to states they have
It's a
their judges
commission.
that the
Yeah.
commission uses in
Yeah,
that state?
the commission picks all the judges. The commission picks all the referees. The UFC has nothing to do with any of that stuff because they're regulated by the government, which is the commission. So the
Well,
UFC
they
can't
need
really do
to.
anything. They can like Dana White was saying, like we need to start working with them and like helping them become better because we can't have them fuck up our product like this.
That's what I'm saying. Is you have to. There has to be a solution to the problem, and it's not that difficult of a problem. You know what
They
I
need
mean?
better
It's an
judges.
easy solution.
I
Fucking
I
learn.
I know the solution. You don't use a 10-point must system that they use in boxing for one. That's boxing's like scoring thing.
hmm
And for two, like these are boxing judges like in the first place. Like, and we need more
Yeah.
judges. I think there should be 5 judges for fights. So
Yeah. Well, hopefully we see it soon here sometime because
It's just a shame, man. It's
it
that
is.
really bummed
It's
me out. Like I didn't even really give a fuck after that. Like after seeing that, it's just like, damn. Like what's the point? What's the fucking point?
for real. I know it's fucking terrible.
So I don't know. Or at least like
even
what I
the
want.
Derek Lewis fight,
I
Yeah,
don't remember what happened in that one.
Latifi kind of like laid on him and like took him down a bunch of times, and they gave Lewis
yeah.
the fight. I mean,
I
that
thought he
was
was gonna
close too,
lose.
but
I
I
I
thought
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 that
he
he
was
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 going
gonna.
to
gonna
be split
lose.
decision at least.
Yeah,
If
at
he didn't do
least.
what he did the last minute, he would have lost.
Yeah, he was going crazy the last minute. Yeah, for sure. But
Yeah,
still, I mean, nobody gave Latifi that fight. Like, not one judge.
yeah.
Or the
It's
even like the Jones Reyes fight, like not one of those 3 judges thought Reyes won. Like that's weird to me.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That guy didn't go there to watch John Jones lose. What I would really like before any of
And
this, the
pretty
easiest thing you could do is involve these people in the post-fight press conferences. Let the media ask
oh
them questions. Hey, how did you see this? Give them a chance to explain themselves. Give them a chance to, hey, this is what I saw in the first round. This is what I saw in the second round. Whatever it is, I want to hear from these people. Like, tell your side of the story, and then the public can back off you a little bit and be like, all right, cool. I understand where you're coming from.
What was that judge's name?
I don't even
Something
remember.
Solis. It was
George.
a Latina
You
name.
gonna
Yeah, it was something
you gonna write him
Solis.
you gonna write him a letter?
Write him a fucking letter.
Yeah,
Hey,
write him a
Right?
fucking
Be a
letter.
pen pal.
I mean, make these people
Hey,
accountable. They
bud.
fucking sit there, don't even watch the fight. Apparently, some of the fights, write down their fucking score, hand it in, and leave the arena. Meanwhile,
That's
these
a
athletes'
fucking
lives are
joke,
in their
man.
fucking hands.
That's a joke, bro. That's a joke.
So that's, to me, that's the easiest like step towards a better system is just make them accountable. Hey, you're gonna show your face here, or maybe you don't even have to show your face, but you're gonna answer to some sort of media and just give some
Mhm.
some feedback on what you were seeing here.
They
Because
should.
apparently, I mean, when you got the broadcast talking about how terrible these judges are, like these are people who have either fought or been around MMA and the UFC since the fucking inception of it. When they're saying that this is fucked, it's probably bad.
Well, that's another thing. We need more like ex fighters and people like mixed martial arts like like people that are in the sport to be judges. They need to sign up and go and be judges.
Yeah. Yes, they do. Yeah. Get Chuck Liddell in there if he can
Yeah, I don't
see.
know about Chuck, but
Put some coke
Randy
on the
Couture.
table for him. Yeah, Randy.
yeah, Randy could
Put
do
some
it.
coke
Randy'd
on
be
the
good.
table.
Is it Matt Serra? He'd probably be a good judge.
Yeah, there you go. See, people like that, yeah,
Yeah.
people like them.
I don't. There's just got to be a better way to do this, and hopefully, and the sport's still new overall,
Young,
so I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can figure this shit out because it's just
I think.
disappointing.
Yeah, but for anybody saying that it was a robbery, it's not a robbery. The 4-1 scorecard is bad, but it's not a
Yeah.
robbery. I
No,
mean,
it's not like
That's what
John
I'm
got his
saying.
ass beat. You know.
you can make the
Right.
case
That's what I'm
that you can make
saying.
the
Yeah.
case.
Yeah. That's I don't hate the decision at all. Like I said, it's I would want somebody to beat him. If
I
it's gonna
actually
be like
like that
that,
he
give it to
won.
yeah, me too. Give it to Jones. That's what I'm saying. I would have been pissed if he lost
Me
off
too.
that
I'm like,
fight.
not
I
like this,
mean,
not like this.
yeah, like come
I'm
on
just
now.
so I looked up this dude's name, Joe Solis, and I'm reading on this MMA blog about like his history of errors in fights and just
Oh wait,
like not making sense on scorecards.
before you go into that though, the last fucking card he judged for was in 2017.
Yeah.
What?
So how does that make any sense?
Man.
Yeah, because he's a Texas judge, and they
Bizarre.
haven't been in Texas for a while.
Do they go
I
through
don't
the
know.
specific instances, Mike?
There's Bermudez versus Korean Zombie in 2017 when he came back to the UFC. Um, he gave it to Ramos for 30-27, and I'm pretty sure he was the only judge that like had it that lopsided.
This is that dude needs to. Oh my
Um,
god, it's pissing me off actually.
I remember that. I kind of remember that a little bit. The other guy won, and Solis had it 30-27 for the guy that didn't win.
yeah,
I don't know, man. Like,
he's
fuck off.
judged 10 fights. He's judged 10 fights and had like two blatantly like obvious decisions
Get that
that
son
were
of a
wrong.
bitch off the field. You're fired.
It
I mean,
says
what's next? What else has happened? I mean, fuck it. I'm over it. Honestly, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I wish better for the sport. I love MMA. I love watching events, and like these athletes deserve better because they're in their fucking underwear, putting their lives and their livelihood on the line in front of everybody, bro. They don't deserve to be fucked like
Yeah.
that. Like it's already the job is hard
No.
enough. Straight up, the
Well,
job's
one
hard
more
like
enough.
thing. One
I
more
said it
thing
a
before.
couple.
Go ahead, Mike.
I said it a couple episodes ago about how the UFC is fucked as a whole, like in their fighting ranking system and how they book fights. And now with this, it just big snowball effect into how fucked the UFC is.
One more
Because
thing I was gonna
the
say before we get off the topic of like the judging and stuff is fighting. Fighting is the only sport that you don't know the score of your game. Like, you know what I mean? Like everything. Like, okay, in basketball game, we're down by 3 with a couple seconds left. We need to get a 3. Like every game that you know what the score is, they should play around in like some of the minor leagues with open scoring. I think that'd be cool to see them like try to implement that somehow.
hmm
Well, and you could, I don't know, I'm kind of tore on that whole thing. I understand both sides, obviously, I'm tore on it. But what's cool about it, if you implement that, is if I'm a fighter and I'm losing and it's in the third round and I know I'm going to lose this fight,
You're gonna go for broke.
yeah, absolutely. And then maybe people will say, hey, you're out there going for broke anyway, but not really.
No, you're
If you
not.
feel
I
like
know
you're
you're
winning a
not.
fight in the fifth round, you're not going to take the same chances you would if you were losing.
I can
No.
name 100 fights, not 100, but I can name a bunch of fights where guys coasted in the
Yeah.
last round because they knew that they were up by 2.
Still fighting good and fighting intelligently, and but
Right,
there
for sure.
you would
They're
just do different
professionals.
things. You would do different things.
Exactly. Like
So
Derek Lewis was doing.
so that's interesting. That's an interesting point. I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of time to grow. I wholeheartedly believe that Dana White is gonna even bring this shit even farther along and do crazier shit. When he comes out and says like, "Hey, we're gonna blow your mind with the things we're gonna do in the next 5 years," I believe that,
I
man,
believe him.
because I
Yeah,
mean
I mean they
they
already
built this
are.
from the ground up.
He's a fucking genius. I
So
love Dana White.
So they'll be fine. But hey, whose week is this, Hemla, for the movie?
Mike J. Williams
Mike, right?
Shit, was I supposed to
doesn't
pick on
have
the
one.
movie?
I'm moving on.
Okay, we can do it next
Okay,
week. It's fine.
yeah, we'll start next week. So we're gonna lay this out right now, though. So, each week one of us is gonna have a movie, just a recommended movie to
Recommendation.
watch, and then the following week we'll go through and just talk about it, shoot our shit. So if anybody listening wants to follow along, whatever the hell, or if you've seen it and you can comment whatever. But we also want eventually to Mike will do one, Park will do one, Just will do one, I'll do one, and then we want to get somebody else, a listener, whoever, to pitch in and be like, "Yo, watch this movie," and then we'll do it. I
Because
don't know.
there's so many good movies out there that
Yeah,
people haven't seen. So that's what the whole point is, trying to get us all to see some good movies that we might have not seen prior.
Mm-hmm.
exactly. And we'll do it loosely. It doesn't have to be the super strict like go watch the fucking Green Mile on Tuesday night, but it's just a fun thing to do because me specifically, I haven't seen a lot of fucking movies, and I'm actually interested. I know there's a lot of great films out there and a lot of good stories, so I do want to go on this venture and just talk the shit about something.
I'm gonna go
Joaquin
ahead and
Phoenix just
say
won the
Oscar.
Joaquin
Yeah, the
Phoenix won the Best
Oscars.
Actor for
Did
the
Yeah.
Joker.
anybody else watch?
Fuck yeah, yeah. I mean the Oscars
The
or the
Oscars or the
Joker?
Joker?
Oh, no, the Oscars.
No,
A little
I
bit.
googled the shit.
I don't really.
So
I just look up
so
in the morning.
yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, he won for Best Actor. And he went up there and gave a really fucking. He's a weird guy, man. He went up there and gave a
Yeah,
really weird
Very.
speech.
love him. I love him.
Yeah, he's super
Yeah.
weird. And then for Best Picture, Parasite beat all those good movies. I haven't seen Parasite, but
Good,
I have
watch it.
okay, listen, dude, I have real trouble believing that it's better than all those other movies. There's
Do
no
we know what the
fucking
other
way.
movies are? Just for
Yeah, like
context.
Joker,
Once upon a time, The Joker. What else was there? Marriage Story. What else?
What award
1917.
was this
1917.
specifically? I know it won a bunch of awards, but what was like the major like
Best
Best
Picture. This
best
is
film.
like
picture?
the
Okay.
big one, the
Yeah,
biggest
yeah,
one.
Yeah,
There's no way. I think it's just
bro.
because
It's
the Academy is trying to check the boxes, man. They just don't want to look like they're.
exactly.
That's
But this is
exactly
the
what they did.
thing.
Like,
The,
I
oh,
mean, but
Because
you,
let's
they're
give it to let's give it to the foreign film.
but
yeah.
relax. 15 seconds prior to this, you said I haven't seen Parasite. So
Hey, Judd,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
need
go
to.
ahead.
I don't
no,
need
I
to.
understand.
I don't
Judd,
need to.
no,
I saw Once Upon a Time in
I hear
Hollywood. I don't need
you.
to
I
see
hear
that.
you. But if you didn't even see the movie, it's like, damn, bro, you're just gonna shit on it like that.
And I saw
I
the
I'm
don't
gonna
think
go
Joker.
Once
I
Upon
ahead.
a
saw
Time.
those other two.
Once
Hey,
Upon a Time
look.
in Hollywood was not the Oscar winner.
I just
It
said
was
the
never
Joker
gonna.
though.
I've
Oh, the
seen
Joker
all
made
those
it.
movies. Look, I've seen all the movies. Parasite should not have won Best Picture. It was a good movie. It was good. It's all in Korean, and it is a good movie. Brittany and I watched it, but
What
I
is it
just
about?
so
A Parasite.
these poor people, um they're it's a family, a dad, the mom, and like two like probably 20-year-old kids, whatever, a guy and a girl, right? And the son, he gets a job tutoring this other girl, high school girl, and it's like a really rich, it's a really rich family, like they have a lot of money, and his friend got him this job. He lied on a resume saying he went to college, and he's super smart, blah blah blah. So he starts tutoring this girl, and then he eventually gets his whole entire the rest of his family to start working for that family, pretending they don't know each other, and just taking advantage of the things in the house, like just and pretend like the dad's the driver, the mom's the caretaker,
So they're the
and
parasites. There's not actually
yeah,
it's not like a zombie movie or nothing.
There's no coronavirus going around in the movie.
no. It's kind of it's cool, but like it's you got to see it. It's pretty good. It's good.
I love how Justin just shits on it and says, "Yeah, what was that movie about, Park?"
Well, but
I just saw the Joker, man.
Yeah.
I saw the Joker, and that's all I needed to see. I just
that's
don't I
fine.
don't believe a foreign film should win over that film.
No.
I don't care
The
what it's about.
Joker is the best movie I've seen in it, like one of the best movies I've seen. I've watched it like 4 times and I still like to watch
I
it.
gotta watch that shit. That's the movie I'm gonna
Yeah,
watch
you
this
do.
week. I have to watch it.
Fucking
it's a good
amazing.
movie.
Yeah.
I love Jaquan Phoenix.
Jaquan.
Jaquan.
Yeah. That's
Where
what
am I?
that's what I call him.
What I did
Jaquan
love
Phoenix.
about that Parasite, I don't know if that's the director, that must be the director or something, or the right, whatever it is, the Korean guy
Yeah,
that
the
was
guy
up
with
there
the shaggy hair,
accepting the
yeah.
award. He I mean, it's just a good moment, man. He wins the award, and then somebody's giving a speech or something, and he's just looking down at it like, wow. He just gives
No,
it a
that
good.
was cool.
He gives it a good look, and he's just like gives it a smile, and it's like, damn, bro, like that's what this is about right here, like
No,
cherishing the
you
things
could
you get.
tell. You could tell how happy he was and how much
Yeah.
he appreciated it. He said he even what the hell was that? He even said that he wanted to. He even said that he wanted to cut up the award and give it to all the other people too. So that was
Yeah.
cool. I like that.
That's
So he's a
fire.
communist.
I saw people giving him shit because apparently he like gave a Korean speech basically, or like was talking in Korean.
Oh yeah, he could. Well,
Like,
he
why
doesn't
not?
speak English. He had a translator.
Oh, okay. So
It wasn't that big of a deal.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's like, fuck
But
off.
apparently Quentin Tarantino gave him when nobody else gave him a chance. I guess Quentin Tarantino like put him on basically.
No, he did.
said-
Yeah, he gave him his first. He
he
gave him his
told
first
Quentin,
opportunity.
Yeah, he's like, "Yo, Q, put me on, bro." That's what he told him.
And
put him
he
on.
told Scorsese that he used to grow up watching his films. Like that's what he studied.
This Korean guy.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Wow.
the guy that won. He told Scorsese because obviously Scorsese was in the crowd. He's like, I grew up watching and studying your film. That's how I
Who is
became a
that?
That's
director.
incredible.
How the hell? Okay, how the hell are they getting Quentin Tarantino and Scorsese films in Korea?
You just never
No,
know.
South Korea.
I think it's the good one. Yeah, it's not North Korea.
Yeah, it's not North Korea, bro. It's South
This
Korea.
guy's Kim Jong Un's right hand man. In North
Yeah, you
Korea.
tell me how so I can tell the big dog.
What I did like, or what I saw about the Joaquin Phoenix, just saw a quote basically saying like, hey, shout out to whoever for giving me my second chance. Like, this is what happens when people get a second chance and get redemption and stuff. Like, things like this can happen. So let's not sit around and like cancel each other and look for your fucking mistakes and rid you from the world for the rest of forever because of one mistake you made. Like, let's give each other the opportunity for redemption and for great things to happen out of learning moments. Stop fucking tearing each other down and canceling and fuck this guy because he did one bad thing. Like, fuck you.
Right.
Fuck you.
Yeah, you know, he did say that. And his speech was. I mean, it was weird, but it was good. He did say that, and he said that he's like, I know I've been hard to work with in the past, and I've been an asshole, blah blah blah. He's like, but yeah. Then he went into that spiel about second chances. Yeah, that was cool. But
That's life, bro.
he-
We're all gonna fuck up. We're all gonna make mistakes. All that shit. But if we sit around and just like ridicule one another, like where does that get us, man? Straight up, where does that get us?
People who do that, like, I just feel like are pieces of shit. Like, I really just don't like people like that, man.
But
Yeah,
it's not
it
just.
gets
It's
us
not like it's a
nowhere.
group of people. It's easy to do, honestly. I mean, think
yeah,
about how we're
it's-
talking
it's
about
a-
Johnny Manziel.
It's
know,
the
same
left,
thing.
Park. It's the left, the liberals.
It's the
No,
left.
no, bro. That's human. We were just shitting on Johnny Manziel. You don't think he deserves another chance to do something?
I just said I want him in the league.
So that's
I'm
what I'm
not liberal.
saying.
I'm
But we're
Republican.
Yeah, I said that. I'm Republican. I mean, obviously. I don't know, man. It's so easy to fucking hate nowadays on social, like just on the smallest things too. Like, oh, fuck John Jones, fuck this judge. Like, maybe the judge deserves a second. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know,
He's
man.
had a couple chances.
He's had a couple,
Yeah, you know what? Fuck that guy. Honestly, you don't get a second chance, man.
Yeah, that guy.
He's
was
already
staring-
had one.
That's what's
he was
crazy.
staring at the ground for 40
What's crazy is
seconds, too.
it's such a line, like such a gray area. You know what I'm saying? Like some
It
people
is. No,
truly
it is.
deserve
I mean-
these second chance. Some people it's just like, we're over it.
Yeah,
That-
Dylan, you go be a
Nah.
judge, Dylan. You go see how easy it is, Dylan, to go score these fights, Dylan.
Yeah,
you go
exactly.
be a judge.
But that doesn't have to do with him as a person. That's him being a shitty judge. He can be a
Oh,
good
No,
for
he's
sure,
he's
yeah.
a shit person.
you know.
There's
They
no,
go
that's
hand
for
in hand,
sure.
hand in hand.
If
For
your
sure.
if
They
your
go
job is to
difference.
judge and you're not even looking at a fight for 30 seconds of a 5-minute
Right.
round, like you're a piece of shit.
Hey, maybe he was texting his side hoe. I mean, you don't know.
Yeah,
Again,
even
piece of
maybe-
shit.
yeah,
Piece of shit. You know.
No, if he
Piece
has a
of
side
shit.
hoe, he's pretty cool.
I don't know where we go from here.
I think we covered it.
Movie stuff coming up. Mike will have a movie next
Mike
week.
is next week.
I'm watching the Joker this week, so if you haven't seen the Joker and you want to watch the Joker, I'll talk about the Joker next week.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna watch it
Um,
again then.
All right, let's just do
One
that.
of
We'll
the
just start with the Joker. You can either rewatch it
Yeah.
or refresh, whatever. That's the movie, The Joker, with Joaquin Phoenix, the legend. We'll talk about that next week. Before we go, I got one last thing. I just been on some. I've just trying to be on some like happier, better life type shit, and something that I've been doing recently that I've obtained information from somebody else being when you wake up in the morning, just write down 5 things you're thankful for. You're thankful for your health. You're thankful for your family. You're thankful. Maybe it's because you have a vehicle. You can get to work today. Maybe it's because you had a good day. Whatever it is, if you start your day that way and put your mind in that more positive mindset and start thinking about shit like that, better things are gonna happen. If you're waking up and
I
being like,
feel
"Ah,
that.
yesterday sucked, today sucked, I'm tired, blah blah blah, I got bills," well, all this bullshit, your day isn't gonna get any better because you started it in that negative mindset, and that's all you're gonna get. So wake up,
It's
write down and think about shit you're thankful for, and enjoy your life.
Yeah, real talk.
Take your vitamins, eat your vegetables.
And yeah, when you wake up, drink water. Don't drink
I
coffee.
was just about to say that.
Get you some water in the morning, rehydrate, write down things you're thankful for, and you can thank me later. Ladies and
but you
gentlemen, we'll
can
see you
you
next
can
week.
still you can still eat ass.